Thank you, Erica. I just kind of wanted to touch on a couple things as far as a credible standpoint goes. I have voted every year since I was 18, which would be 6 years now. Being born and raised in the United States, I was fortunate enough to kind of understand how politics work, and that's why I've been voting ever since I was 18. With that being said, I'll be touching on some of the things Erica discussed previous. First, understanding the issues and participating in the discussions is very important. Also, the act of voting is very important. Third, just being aware of the history um, of the United States when it comes to voting. That's also an important thing to know. So understanding the issues is really important as far as it affects you. I mean, they're real life things, whether it's you're for gun control, free health care. Voting gives you the right to kind of voice your opinion as far as that goes. Also, being involved may help us make beneficial changes or solutions. Um, just voting in general, I feel betters yourself and yourself in the community. Um, Also, voting gives us the ability to communicate with the general population and provide feedback for whom it is we may be voting for. Next, I will be touching on the actual act of voting. When we don't vote, other people vote and make choices for us. Like I said earlier, I mean, if you're for something or you want something changed, if you don't vote, you can't really express your opinion about how you feel on that topic. Um, with that being said, the last thing I will touch on is just being aware of the history when it comes to voting in the United States. Um, America fought against the British for the right for our own representation instead of taxation without representation. Um, Several military, army people died in this fight over our rights, so I think we owe it to them, um, so we don't disrespect them in their honor, that we vote on important decisions. Also, a little statistic, in the last election in 2012, there was 220 million eligible voters, but only 126 million of them voted. Um, that's almost half that didn't vote and actually voice their opinion. Voting is always and will be an important factor for our democracy. As citizens, we should have a moral obligation to voice our opinions. First, I've talked about the importance of understanding the issue and participating in discussion. Second, I talked about the act of voting and how important it is. And the third thing I just touched on was the history of voting. The key point of democracy is to be able to choose our representatives. Um, like I've said earlier, voting just voices your opinion and your thoughts. Voting is power. So I hope some of you take this information and you just think about the importance of voting, or just think about voting. So thank you.